I think the nail in the coffin for me was when Xbox themselves openly admitted that this game sucks ass.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Well, hello again, mates. This is Noir Arcanlight, and today I am gonna rant. Well, you see, a week ago, on April 26th, a Honkai Star Rail was released. A brand new entry from Hoyoverse. The game launched pretty smooth, I guess, with a few bugs reported here and there. Well, as expected, of course. And then, the very next day, Star Wars Jedi Survivor was released. And EA, with their galaxy brain minds, must have taken the word sequel in its literal meaning, because wow, this game carries over a lot of bugs from its predecessor. And now, 4 days after, Bethesda released Redfall, a game which can only be described by one word. Well, actually, two. And it's a fucking ripoff, man. Games like this really makes me wish for another video game crash. No. To be honest with you, I haven't played both Jedi Survivor and Redfall. Well, why, you ask? Well, it's better if I just show you.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
Well, with only 8GB of RAM and 2GB of VRAM on my GTX 1050, I really don't think I can even open these two games without opening a portal to the glitch gremlin dimension or something. So there, whatever I say right now has no concrete foundation, and thus it's not valid, right? Of course not. First impression matters, especially when money is involved. How much does these two games cost at release again? Oh my god, bro. $70 freaking dollars, man. Now, I know what some of you would say. It's just $70. What's the big freaking deal? Well, let me tell you this then. That $70? That would have been the minimum wage earner's whole salary in here. And that is for a 2-week, 10-day, 7 to 5 work time. So, you're telling me to starve myself for 2 weeks just to play these abominations? Heck, I won't even download this from the 7 Seas. I rather pay for Mage Canada's adventure for a third of the price, because even Girls with Ding Dongs is better than an overpriced bland and broken waste of memory space. Alright, let's calm down a bit. I can say that to freaking Redfall, but Jedi Survivor looks, well, it looks genuinely fun, if not for all those poor optimization issues. And let's compare that to what I'm playing right now, which is Honkai Star Rail. Even with my low spec PC here, I'm running this game at medium all settings at 60 FPS, with most graphic options at on. And I'm having no problems recording this at Bandicam. Although you can argue that I can only record this without a hitch because I'm only at 720p, which I admit is because I'm using a small monitor right now. But at least it runs smooth. Meanwhile, these two games, which were recorded at, well, I think pretty much hardware generations higher than my setup, are having problems all over the place. And while Jedi Survivor, as I said, at least looks interesting enough, Redfall is just pathetically devoid of anything redeemable to it. Now, if those two games look like that on a particularly high-end system, I can't imagine what it looks like on my setup. And that is just one of the roots of the problem with games on the AAA side of things. Freaking optimization, dudes! My gosh, do these studios hire amoebas on their programming and technical departments?
Hey Todd, I stayed up all night and I just
We're
finished.
gonna need 16 times the detail.
Like, they can't seem to program their freaking games even if their lives are on the line for it. From Fallout 76 to Cyberpunk 2077 and now these two. I'm not counting Forspoken because that game it's just not worth it, man.
I just move shit with my freaking mind!
It seems that these companies are still thick-headed to release a decent product. And they jacked up the price for fuck's sake. You know, it's really sad when a free game from China bids up two US made games over, well, almost everything, I guess. And I'm not saying this as an overall positive to Hoyo, for they still do the egregious gacha rates that might as well be rolling on a slot machine. Before we end this rant, let me share you a bit of what I learned these past few years of gaming. Style over realism. If going full realistic means denting on everything else, then I don't want your glitchy bug depiction of reality. Besides, aren't games supposed to be an escape from the depressing reality to worlds beyond? This is particularly why I am not a fan of a majority of these AAA games recently. Well, that's my little ramble for this week, I guess. It's really sad to see the state of gaming right now. We are all being ripped off in here and people just pay and pay and pay to games that aren't even fun. In the end, we can always look back to the words of the legendary Reggie.
If it's not fun, why bother?
If you like this content and want to see more like it, please sub, I guess. I really need the money to buy a bigger monitor. Just kidding. I'm out of here.